Parker stated this will be a war. I stated this will be boxing finesse, and I stuck to my word, and I controlled him behind the jab, the counter punches. And the main thing we cannot forget is I am the unified heavyweight champion of the world.
I was going to come to it later, but it feels like a good time to do it. Do you want to become undisputed heavyweight champion of the world?
100.
You know what that means, though, don't you? That means that you would have to face WBC king Deontay Wilder.
You're asking me, do I want to become undisputed heavyweight champion of the world? IBO, WBO, IBF, WBA, 21 professional fights, 6 world championship fights. Does that not show you what route I'm going in? Forget the hype. I'm not into that. Everyone here knows me better than that. I'm not into the hype. I'm about business. So let's get the business done. And now I've got the time. If it takes my trainer, Eddie Hearn, sitting down and discussing plans with Al Heyman, Shirley, and seeing what the future holds, I'm down to ride for whatever, whenever.
So you want that fight with Deontay Wilder. We know that he's watching on our colleagues at Showtime tonight in the United States. So what would your message be to him?
Just like Dylan said, Wilder, let's go, baby! Let's go!
I can see.
All right. Let me start by saying this. I do believe the fight's going to happen. Obviously, it's not going to happen this year, but I do believe Joshua versus Wilder is going to happen. I was really skeptical that it was going to happen this year because of Eddie Hearn's new deal with Dazn. It's like this 1990s type thing they're going for. This is it right here. Let's go look at it. For those of you who don't know. So I'm going to break this down for you, so therefore you can have a better perspective on why I feel Wilder or Joshua versus Wilder did not happen. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. So Eddie Hearn, along with this company called the Perform Group, are venturing into the United States. Right now, they have Bellator MMA, which are going to have 7 shows that we know of on the platform. Bellator is number 2 to, obviously, UFC. They also have Season 2 of the World Boxing Super Series, which will feature the 118-pound and the 140-pound division. We will have more news on that mid-July. Right now, it's July the 1st, 2018, 10:19 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we know that Josh Taylor, Regis Prograis, are in the 140-pound tourney. Inoue supposed to be in the 118. But the point I'm trying to make is with Bellator MMA and with the World Boxing Super Series, not the finishing of season 1. We won't have on DAZN Usyk versus Gassiev or Groves versus Callum Smith. Only season 2, especially since it's supposed to launch here in the U.S. in September. So as you can see right here, if you go to www.obviously DAZN, DANZ, some type of 90s Discovery Zone type marketing there. But it's supposed to be The Zone, but they did the duh, which I don't, whatever. But .com, you'll be able to get the newsletter, and I'm sure the newsletter everybody's waiting for, who's interested because they want to see, well, when is it launching? How much is it going to cost? So this is a whole video within itself. But moving on, Eddie Hearn is supposed to have 16 shows here in the United States. 16 shows here in the United States that's supposed to be featured on DAZN. Also, over here in the United States only, we're going to get all those Eddie Hearn cards that they have over in the UK. Supposedly every single one, which I'm in love with. So over here for for fans of the United States, we're getting something that we've been wanting, hardcore boxing fans and media, we've been wanting for years, is to not have to search for streams to watch these fights. For example, ESPN Plus, which is $5 a month, picks up the Frank Warren cards and some other cards too globally. And between that and Dazn, we're going to, be able to watch these cards finally without having to go to these bullshit stream links and shit. So I'm hearing that it's going to cost around $21, $25 a month or something like that. We'll see if it's worth the cost. But there's also going to be original content, i.e. HBO 24/7. Why are we on this page? We could have just been right here. My bad. HBO 24/7 type shows. I get like digital content, stuff like that. There's a lot of money that are putting into this. So to me, when I first heard this, and I thought, wait a minute, they're launching in September, and how did Eddie Hearn get a hold of this? And I just thought, wait a minute, Anthony Joshua, ding, right? Ding, ding, Anthony Joshua. So you can't tell me when they sat down, whoever approached you, whether it was Eddie Hearn who approached the Perform Group, Dazn, or vice versa, that they didn't say, okay, listen, we want to launch in the United States, and we want to start picking up these sports, and, we want to put Anthony Joshua on there. And then Eddie Hearn, like, well, yeah, but we got Deontay Wilder, and it's like, well, he's with Showtime, and can we do, to put it into simple terms. In order for Joshua versus Wilder to happen in an ideal world for Eddie Hearn, Deontay Wilder would have had to sign with the Dazn or with Matchroom USA, right? And cut out Showtime. Showtime, for the last few years, have been heavily invested in Anthony Joshua, putting up a lot of money to broadcast Anthony Joshua fights to get a hold of that heavyweight division and put on the super fight of Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. In a way, you can kind of see that Eddie Hearn has abused and used his relationship with Showtime. And you would have to think that his fighters, guys like Gerald Big Baby Miller and Danny Jacobs are going to be going to the Zone too. You think they're going to be having these fights on the Zone and on HBO and Showtime too? Hell no. So I just don't, even though I feel that, of course, Deontay Wilder's got to win his next fight. He's already talking about trying to get, Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury may be 2 fights away from that fight really, really meaning something. But fuck it, go for it. I don't want to see Wilder versus Dominic Breazeale right now. I understand and I respect mandatory statuses and all that, but I don't want to see it. Alexander Povetkin is, dangerous. But right now, it's looking like, to me, in my honest opinion, I don't feel that these two fighters are afraid of each other in regards to, I'm scared of him. I think that Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua are looking like, listen, that's going to be a big fight. If you lose, mate, it's probably over. Just like Deontay Wilder knows, if he loses, it's not over in a sense of they can't go on to be big fights and everything, but never as big as this. I don't think that Eddie Hearn is ready to lose Anthony Joshua yet. Tears will be shed. They've been talking about, even Eddie Hearn's father, Barry Hearn, been talking about, advising Anthony Joshua, don't take this fight right now. They've been in his ear. Anthony Joshua wants to fight, but that money train, that gravy train, and the gravy is so smooth, no chunks. That gravy train. You UK Anthony Joshua fans, no disrespect, the casuals bring the money. The casuals bring the money. But you UK fans, y'all going to gobble up that gravy. Matter of fact, no, wait. You are the gravy. You're the gravy train. Eddie Hearn knows that whoever Anthony Joshua fights, whatever he says, y'all going to eat that shit up. It's going to be so good. They said whatever the hell they want. Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn, his pop, they getting harassed on Twitter. Now, listen, I'm not taking sides. I've noticed that when I do these videos, people like, oh, you just saying this because you're American, you wank. You yank wank. Listen, I don't give a fuck who win or lose. I don't care. I just want to see the fight. Is that a crime? I just strongly feel that this shit was just a wild. In fact, this is what I have all this stuff for.
laughing down there for everybody that's wondering.
Wait. I wanted to show y'all this.
On this side of the pond, we're serious. Do you know what I mean? UK, Great Britain boxing is on the map, and we are represented. Not just myself. We've got all the undercard fighters, all the other heavyweight contenders, down to the lower weights. We are all representing. So you know we're dead serious and we're about our business.
If you don't mind, I will come back to you. We just want to get a word with Joseph Park.
This is the part. Now, I like whoever this interviewer was because he went straight back to the Deontay Wilder talk, and dude was obviously Anthony Joshua was kind of pissed.
Hey man, there's power in the people. God bless.
Last one on Deontay Wilder. If you did get him here, if you did meet him in a ring, what would you have to do to beat him?
He don't want to hear about that shit no more.
What I'd have to do to beat Wilder? Get him in the ring and I'll knock him spark out.
Thank you very much.
So listen, let's go look at this. This was the original story that somebody had tweeted me or something. I don't remember. This was earlier this week. This was the day before. What's today's date? Today is the 1st. When was this? This was, I read this the day before the news came out of the WBA giving Anthony Joshua 24 hours to do the Povetkin fight. So, let me read this for you. Let's do a little bit of reading rainbow. To clear up one fallacy, Eddie knows that they have written a term sheet for us which details our $50 million offer for Anthony Joshua to fight Deontay Wilder in the U.S. We have never received a response to this term sheet. Now, here's the thing. With the backing of Showtime, CBS, Viacom, Deontay Wilder's team, Al Heyman. If you don't know who Al Heyman, let me just tell you that outside of boxing, he is still very heavily and always been heavily involved in the music industry. I've been doing videos on this man for years and years and years now. For example, all Drake concerts, Nicki Minaj concerts, Live Nation. That's all him. Dude's like a billionaire. So if you're one of them people that say, well, on Forbes, it says Al Heyman's only worth $15 million, then you're a shill. You're a sheep. So between Showtime and Al Heyman, they have that $50 million. Now, I completely understand. Why Deontay Wilder, why Anthony Joshua didn't sign a contract. Why? It's because when it comes to that, then Anthony Joshua the event would have been promoted by Showtime and Al Heyman's side. They would have been dictating. Basically, Deontay Wilder would have had Floyd Mayweather status when it came to what was going to happen with the event. To Deontay Wilder's credit, he was ready to say, okay, fuck it. It'll be a Matchroom, the Bella event. We're going to come over there and take the 15 million or whatever. So let me move back onto this before we get sidetracked again. Below is the correct chronological. I always had issues pronouncing that word. Below is the correct chronology of where we are in contract for the Anthony Joshua Deontay Wilder mega fight. On June 11th, 2018, Deontay Wilder accepted Matchroom's offer to fight Anthony Joshua in the UK. This took Matchroom by surprise, never thinking that Wilder would accept a below market offer. The first offer was around 15 million. No, the first offer was around 12 million, correct? Then it was we know that it was 15 million plus after that. Shortly after, Eddie Hearn went public saying that we will receive a contract by Friday, June the 15th, when in fact we did not receive a contract until late Monday on June the 18th. On Tuesday, June the 19th, we requested clarification on 2 points. They did not respond. I requested them. This is Shelly Finkel, the co-manager of Deontay Wilder. So for those who don't know who's in charge when it comes to Deontay Wilder, Al Heyman, Shelly Finkel, and then Lou DiBella is like, there. No disrespect. So I requested them on Thursday, June the 21st. It's 2 days. He got back in contact with him again. And we finally received the response on Friday, June the 22nd. So they got that contract on that Monday. Tuesday, they requested some clarification. That Thursday, Matchroom got back. No, Thursday, they contacted Matchroom again, was like, yo, what's up? And then Friday, Matchroom was like, oh, yeah, okay, what's up? Okay, so go back to what it says right here. 2 days later, on Sunday, June the 24th, I sent them a letter acknowledging Eddie's email of June the 22nd, telling him they would have a contract back by Friday, June the 29th. Since the contract did not state a date or venue, I asked for the information. These are the facts. So, you know, I'm not going to do any more reading Rainbow. The point I'm trying to make is, from what I'm seeing from it, is that a contract was sent to Deontay Wilder, but it had no date or venue. So everybody in business knows, or in boxing knows, that it's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, we can't just sign that. We don't know what we're going to be fighting at. We don't know if it's going to be in the fucking regular fucking O2. I'm not saying it would, but you got to think that, you know, you can't have no shit going down like that when you sign a contract with no date or no venue. For all that case, they could have signed the contract, then Eddie Hearn could have filled in the date and the venue and said, well, that shit always been for fucking April of next year. But I just feel like in the court of public opinion right now, it's just looking like AJ I don't want to say it's him. I think it's just his team just saying, listen, we got to just get this gravy train, bro. It's not time yet. You know? And I'm not one to believe, especially since I cover the politics and what the belts mean and mandatory challengers and all that. I'm not one to believe that the WBA was going to strip Anthony Joshua, especially, oh, wait, hold up. They was going to strip Anthony Joshua, especially after they pretty much put him in a fight where he was fighting for a vacant Super World title against Vladimir Klitschko. The Super World title that Vladimir Klitschko lost to Tyson Fury. How do you fight for a vacant Super World title? Also, Eddie Hearn is also in cahoots.
So I get on there, Eddie takes jabs at me.
We're going to talk about this guy.
Espinosa comes off the top rope and is like, nope, here's the truth. Boom. And then you jump in. I'm like, there's my sources, son. Yeah. There you go.
That's Brendan Schwab. I just found out about this guy when I started seeing him on the Mayweather-McGregor shit. You know, then I watched some Joe Rogan podcast a few weeks ago or something, and he was on there too. Then I did a little bit of research and found out like he's like some comedian and used to be like a fighter or something. So that's all I know about dude. And that he works for Showtime now because he sat down with Lomachenko on Showtime, and Lomachenko is ESPN. But let's listen to this. This is on the Showtime Twitter page. This is here. Let's go look at it. Below the Belt with Brendan Schwab. So it's a 21-minute interview he did.
He goes, that's the way it works. Everyone goes, well,
Hold on, wait. We can't do that. We can't do that. There we go. Y'all going to have to just listen to it. Please subscribe. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live.
Anthony Joshua wants this fight. He can make it happen.
Yeah, most definitely.
He goes, that's the way it works. Everyone goes, well, the Eddie Hearn and the promoter this. No. I promise you, if Anthony Joshua wanted this fight right now, if you said, I'm only going to fight you in Alabama and this is the price, if Joshua wanted to do that, he could fight you in Alabama.
Most definitely.
There's no bigger fight. There's no bigger payday for either of you than fighting each other.
Well, you know, we do have that guy Fury. I think that'll be a big fight for the both of us as well, being that in my eyes he's still a champion because he hasn't been beaten.
Hell yeah, he's
he
a
only
champion.
beat himself.
Yeah, correct.
You know what I mean? So that's still a big one out there. I still have the Lewis Ortiz, a rematch fight. That'll be a hell of a fight.
Oh, you're trying to get the dude. You almost gave me a heart attack. Let's just leave Ortiz.
He gonna try to do, you know, get any other fights that are more lucrative than Luis Ortiz. I do feel that a Luis Ortiz rematch is bigger than a Dominic Breazeale fight, even though Dominic Breazeale is a new opponent. But now that he, you know, got a taste of the type of money that he can be making, they're gonna go after. They're gonna try to, you know, stay on that Anthony Joshua path. I don't believe that he's going to be like when the talks come around again, that's it 50-50. Because then the fight damn sure ain't happening. Deontay Wilder, don't get it twisted. He is the B-side. I think that's understood by everybody. He does have the most prestigious belt of the WBC. People are giving him shit because they said, well, listen, you could have been got Klitschko. Hey, whatever the case may be, listen, both of these guys got their faults, but we know right now that the fight has to happen, and we have fans over on the UK end of things like, good, that's what he gets. It's like, what? You don't want to see the fight because you like, yeah, Anthony Joshua fight Povetkin, don't give him the payday. This is similar to how that shit was so unlogical. Why, you know what they used to call, remember the Flomos and the Pack-Tards? They used to say I used to be the king of the Pack-Tards. Then in time before time. But this is like, you know, when people were like, you know, Floyd shouldn't fight Manny. Don't give him that payday. Amir Khan's got a similar thing going on with Kell Brook in the video I got to talk about, like where it's like he don't want to give Kell Brook that payday. I know the truth, but that's on some dark web type shit. I can't really talk about it. But I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I could talk about this for an hour. There's still so many points. There's still so many points that I didn't even get to address. But I guess the point of the video was just to talk about how at this point in time, Eddie Hearn, they wasn't going to make this fight. You can't tell me that they, you know, that Wilder versus Joshua wasn't going to be on the zone, or Joshua's first fight or wasn't going to be on the zone. You know, when it debuts, like Eddie Hearn didn't have a meeting with them. You know, saying, well, yeah, Eddie Hearn, well, you know, we're going to give you Anthony Joshua on DAZN, mates. You know, come with us, perform in DAZN, you earn with Hearn. Some shit. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live.